Nevaeh. I'm so excited to be chatting with you.
I'm excited.
The owner of the Valley Glow Girl. I always say everything is the most iconic because I get like my favorite people in the room, but truly what you've built is so exciting and has made me more motivated in my business.
Thanks. Oh my God, it's really nice.
Genuinely. So I'm just so excited to hear the story from your point of view to the people that don't know. You're my spray tan artist. You're like literally all the girls spray tan artists here in Arizona. So it's like our first conversation not in a spray tan booth. So I'm excited.
Not in our PJs.
Literally. So I'm super excited. I wanted to dive into it. Kind of tell us your story about before you started the Glow Girl, before you got that idea. What did your life look like? What were you doing? And how did you kind of get here?
I am from a small town in California. My parents moved here when I was younger, so I was raised in Arizona. I always grew up with 3 sisters, 4 girls, very girly household. I was a competitive dancer my whole life, so I've been getting spray tan since elementary school.
Okay,
actually. So I've been tanning forever. And then obviously in high school, it drastically got more intense. And then when I turned 20 is when my mom had my brother. So I've always grew up with like a really big family, and I have a really big family back home. I was a competitive dancer when I was younger, so I've always been tanning. I've been getting spray tans. I used to go on my lunch break in high school. When I was in college, I did community college first because I graduated 2020. So COVID year, I went to college and I hated it. I really wanted to drop out, but my dad told me I wasn't allowed to drop out unless I had like an idea. I was working at a golf course at the time. I was thinking about how I wanted to get a spray tan because I couldn't tan outside. So I was just like, wait, that could be my job. And so I just quickly thought about it in like the little kitchen, and I looked up like spray tan training near me, and I found a class in LA by Isabel Alyssa, and I like quickly signed up for it, went and took it, and then came home and told my dad I dropped out of college.
Wait, I love that. No way.
Yeah, and he was so mad.
Yeah, no, I bet. But I had the same thing where my parents too. Like I went to community college and I thankfully figured out obtaining social through community college, but they were the same thing. Like, no, you have to do this unless you have, I guess, something in the background, like something you want to do. But
like
so
a requirement.
Literally. So you took that spray tanning class, and then were you immediately like, okay, I'm going to just start taking people in my house or where I am, or what were you thinking?
I took the class, came home, was obsessed with it, and I was already enrolled in esthetician school. That was my way of like, if I enrolled in a different trade school, my dad would allow me to like drop out. So I enrolled in esthetician school, and I was like, okay, maybe tanning will just be on the side, because I never had Instagram. So I was like, okay, how am I gonna get any clients for like facials and stuff? And so I decided tanning would be like my little side gig, because it wasn't, you didn't have to be licensed, you just had to be certified, and I could tan throughout school when I was finished, and then I would have a clientele already for facials. But while in school, tanning really picked up, and I realized I didn't like facials. I did finish esthetician school, but I decided to start mobile tanning. So I was going to esthetician school at night for 3 days a week, and then I worked at the golf course on the weekends. So I didn't really have time to like rent another space, or honestly money to. So I started mobile tanning. So I would drive to people's houses and I would tan them at their house, and then my goal was eventually to like get a suite after that. And I did that for about like 3 months.
Wow, well that's quick, just to be able to do that and kind of gain the clientele. And so you said that you didn't have Instagram or like social media before, so you went through like high school without anything?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to have it in, I would say like 4th or 5th grade is when everyone got Instagram. I wasn't allowed to have it. When I got to high school, I was allowed to, but I felt like it was too late. Like I was kind of embarrassed to like start a page when everyone already had it and had their page, so I was kind of embarrassed, so I never got it. And then when I was in esthetician school, they talked to us about how social media was like a really big part of like growing your business. And I was like, wait, I don't have one. So I had to make a page. That's when I started mobile tanning, and I had to like figure the whole thing out. I had no idea how to post on Instagram.
Wait, I think that's so funny, because when you said that, I thought back, and I actually also was grounded from social media. Like,
really?
Yeah, and I'm like, how funny is it that like here we are, both of us, like we love yapping on social. Yeah, it's like literally our entire job. I think that that's hilarious. But when you created the account, did you immediately come up with the Valley Glow Girl, or
no?
Okay,
so I did. I made a personal account first, because like I have to have a personal account. Made a personal account, and then my first username was like Beauty by Nev, because I thought I was going to do facials. I had Beauty by Nev for a while, and I knew I was going to change it, hopefully to like something more catchier. I was on the phone with my sister-in-law actually, and I was just looking up like different catchy names. I was trying to find something for tanning, because I didn't want like tanned by Nev. I also really didn't want it to be anything with my first name.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't like my first name, but it's kind of too out there for me, so I didn't want it anywhere in my Instagram name. Oh, she said You Glow Girl. I looked it up and that was taken. I wanted something to do with like Arizona, but I didn't want it to be like cactusy, deserty. And I remember an esthetician at the time had the Valley esthetician, and it was really, really cute.
The Valley Glow Girl, I mean, it makes so much sense, especially for what you're doing now. And I agree, like having your name in it is just like kind of hard to grow from too. Like if it's just you tanning, then everyone's gonna be like, oh, like this is Nevaeh's spray tan. Like why is it Nevaeh spray tanning me? So, but
and I feel like everyone has skin by, hair by, and I wanted to have, if someone looked up my name, it'd be the first thing that came up and the only thing that came up, rather than tanned by and then scroll through every single account to find mine. First it was Valley's Glow Girl, and then I felt like it didn't really like roll off the tongue, and I also thought I was picturing a building, and if it was on the front of the building, like at a mall, Valley's Glow Girl wouldn't look that cute. So I had to put the. At first, everyone hated it because it was like really long, the Valley Glow Girl. But then I feel like it got really catchy. And now a lot of my clients don't. Still, some of them are like, wait, what is your name? Because they don't even know my name.
They're just like, you're the Valley Glow Girl.
Yeah, it's not on any of my social media. It's just the Valley Glow Girl. And it's catchy, and I love it because if you look that up, I'm the only one that comes up. Yeah. Rather than like 10 other people.
Yeah. So no, I love that. That's really, really smart of not, like we said, putting your name in there and just kind of building off that brand of, okay, I want people to search me up immediately and see me and not all my competitors in Arizona. If they're searching me, they're going to find just me. And I love, love, love that. So you make the Instagram account, you started doing the mobile tanning. And so were you just getting all your clients through word of mouth, your friends, Instagram? How are you doing it?
I reached out to absolutely everybody and their mother. Anybody who would talk to me, I like messaged them. Hey, if you ever need a spray tan in Arizona, I'd love to come to your house. And then I was like, okay, wait, I could start reaching out to maybe social media people. And that's also when I started finding social media people because I never had it. So like I had TikTok, so I had girls on there, and I started just searching them up on Instagram, and if they were in Arizona, I'd be like, hey, if you ever need a spray tan, I'd love to give you a free tan. And so I'd offer them a free tan in exchange for like a story or just anything really, just to let me tan them. I don't know why they said yes, because I was probably tanning for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I think that first month I tanned, I think like 4 social media like influencers or YouTubers, and I think that really helped people think people were under the impression that I wasn't new, but I most definitely was. I didn't tell anyone either that I was new or I just started this. I just like went to their house, tanned them, they would post a story, and then I'd reach out to everybody on DM, just, hey, I'd love to give you a free tan. I'd go to their house, give them a tan, and then it just kind of picked up from there. And then after that, they started like paying me to come to their house and tan them.
Is there anybody that was like major that really like pushed the word out?
At the time, for me, it was Chloe Bean.
Oh, yeah. No, I know her.
Chloe Bean. I tanned Ken Craddock when she was pregnant. I tanned her sister for her wedding and all of them for her bridesmaids and stuff. Do you know who Kendi Do is?
I think
She's
I do.
She's like a mom.
Yeah, I think highs do. Yeah. But that's huge. So you were just messaging these influencers and like, hey, and you just messaged Ken Craddock and we're just like, hey,
well, it's funny because my dad works at the dealership her grandpa owns.
Okay.
And so I didn't have a connection, but I was like, hey, like, I just was like, hey, I'd love to tan you. Let me know when you're free and I'll come and give you a spray tan. And then luckily she had a shoot that weekend for like a maternity shoot, and she like took me up on it. Then actually I ended up tanning her a couple more times after that, and it ended up working out. But yeah,
wow.
I reached out to everybody, and even just like other business owners, med spa owners at the time, or just anyone else who like owned a business that like correlated with mine that could recommend me to their clients. I just tanned everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, I just went on a rampage.
That's so smart though. Just get the word out as fast as possible and see what happens.
Just driving a lot.
Yeah, no, I bet. And so you did that for, you said 3 months, and then you rented a suite yourself?
Yes, okay. I rented a suite. I think about 4 months in, I was kind of just like tired of driving. So I definitely wasn't ready, but I had another job to like fall back on. I also lived at home, so I didn't have bills necessarily. I had an electric car also, so no gas. Because I was driving so much, I couldn't get as many tans as I wanted to in a day. And I remember I was probably making like $400 from tanning a month. Okay. And my dad was like, okay, a suite is like $1,200. Like, you need to make $1,200 to pay your rent. And I was like, I'll figure it out. I signed a lease. I did a year lease. And my first month, I made like $1,203 $3.
Wow.
But I paid my rent. And I was like so proud of myself. Was like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do enough tans to pay my rent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did it. It's not actually far from my studio now. It's like 3 minutes away. But I just rented like a little salon suite. And I did it out of there. Yeah.
And so so you had to get out of there. So what made you be like, yeah, no, I need to have my own place after you did the 3 months? Or how long did you say you were there?
I was at my suite for a year.
Okay.
I really wanted to figure out a way to expand. I felt like my page was growing. It was growing kind of fast. Like I hit 1,000 followers in the first month.
Oh my gosh.
Or 2 months.
That's incredible. That just shows that your process worked.
Yeah, hitting the ground running.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
But you really did that. And then you were able to just, okay, a lot of people are starting to see you everywhere.
Yes.
They're starting to really get familiar with you, your tans, and know that you have this. But 1,000 followers in like a month is insane.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I felt like my page was growing pretty rapidly. And I wanted to expand in some way, but I didn't know if I wanted to do like a tanning salon just yet. I felt like that was a stretch for me. In the first like 6 months is when I was starting to think about expanding into something, and I didn't know what. And the salon suite I was in had about like 65 suites. It was great. Was trying to think of a way I could own something like that. But I wanted to kind of hand pick what was in the place. My job before that was a bev cart girl. I had coworkers and I worked with girls all day. And I loved that aspect of that job. I just didn't love the job itself. And when I went into the suite, I realized it was kind of like just me. And if I had a question, Google was my friend. I had no coworkers, basically, and I didn't really know anyone in the salon suites. They all were a little bit more older, established. They've been doing hair for 30 years. They don't want to chat. They just go in and do hair and leave. And I really wanted to create a space where I felt like I had coworkers. I also didn't want a tanning salon because I didn't want to be anyone's like manager. My goal with the collab was to have a space where we did feel like we were on the same team.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a part of the team. I didn't want to be above anyone because again, then I would be alone in that aspect. I wanted to be like involved. If I had a question, I could ask someone who also does what I do. And that's kind of when I thought about doing a salon suite, but just a little bit more smaller and like exclusive, I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, and I think it's so smart. I feel like I've talked to you before about it where I was like, I just love the idea, and I think it's such a smart way to go about the beauty industry and like the beauty services is if you can have an all-in-one stop shop of everything that you need. The Valley Glow Girl, now you're out of the suites. What are you thinking? I mean, you're not out of the suites yet, actually. You're like, where do you go from here?
So it was like 6 to 8 months in, and I was like, okay, how do I expand? And I was like, okay, maybe I could just open up my own. And same thing, I started looking. I had a friend of mine was a realtor, and so I was just asking her a bunch of questions like, how would I do this? Like, I don't know if I can do this. And I started touring places because I want to get an idea of how much it would cost me. That was another thing. I had about $10,000 in savings, not a lot if you're opening up a business. But I would tour places, and I kind of found something that would like work within my budget and also near the area I wanted to stay in, because I do love Gilbert because I do feel like it's in the middle of everything, and a lot of my clients are over there. And so I signed that lease about 10 months into my first suite lease.
How did you save up $10,000? Was that specifically from just doing your first suite life and like you were saving up money from there?
So I saved I was tanning, and after my first month, I was consistently like making my rent enough for it to pay my rent every single month. $1,200. And I had another job on the weekends as a bev cart girl, so I would just save all of that. And I was still at home, so I didn't have bills necessarily besides like my car payment. So I just saved everything I made from that job, and then my tanning money was spent on tanning.
Right.
And then when I found the place, I signed that lease, and I was definitely very scared. There's so many, like a completely different world I like opened up into. Like I know nothing about real estate like at all. So that was a process. Every word they like threw at me, I was like, okay, what does this mean? And then from that definition, I needed to look up that word. So it was definitely like a learning process. I was definitely scared, but I had to do like a renovation. And so that's why I signed my lease early so that I could move out seamlessly and have that place be done by the time by the time I was done at my other suite.
Well, I know we've talked about it too. Like as soon as I walked into the Valley Collab, that's what it's called. Yeah. So there's the Valley Glow Girl, and that's you and your spray tanning. Yeah. And then the Valley Collab, which is what you are now talking about, what you created. Yes. And as soon as I walked in, I mean, you've been in my office, I'm like, oh, I know that you had to like rip everything out and restart and build that. And that was one of the first questions I remember asking you. Because I was just in awe. I was like, how did you do this? So how did you do it?
Luckily for me, whenever I get a DM like, how did you do this? Don't want to discourage them, because I did have my fiance, his dad is a contractor. I did have help in the aspect of like labor. Mm-hmm. When I signed my lease, it was definitely not in a space to like open up a beauty spot. It was actually, I think, a law firm before.
Yeah, what did it look like?
It was carpet, no rooms, it was cubicles. The bathroom was like this terrible tile. That front area was like a wraparound front desk, like built-in granite front desk.
Oh gosh.
And it kind of just looked like a doctor's office. It was so ugly.
How did you see that vision? Like
I didn't. No. It was the only thing in my budget.
Interesting. What was your budget like starting off? What were you looking at?
I really wanted to stay under like 10 grand, because when I was looking in Gilbert's very expensive. You can easily get into like a $20,000 a month lease. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I can't do that. That's not something I should throw myself into. So I was like, okay, I have to stay under $10,000 a month, because that would be just ridiculous. There was no vision. I had, of course, what I wanted in my brain. I had a Pinterest board of everything I wanted. And when I took my almost father-in-law in, I was like, okay, this place is like very ugly, but like, is there anything we can do? Mm-hmm. And then he told me that we could actually just like rip it up. And I was like, I just didn't think we could do that, because I didn't own the space. Mm-hmm. But we got an okay from my landlord, who actually owns the med spa next door. She owns the building. She told me I could rip it up. And so we basically tore down to the walls. Like, there was just 4 straight walls. I was able to tell them how many rooms I wanted, where I wanted the curve of the wall to go, the bathroom. I was able to like show him what I wanted, and for him to kind of walk me through it construction-wise. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how it just started coming together. Like, once I placed a room there, I was like, okay, well, the other one has to go there. And it just kind of fell in line. And it was way easier to see it once everything was ripped up, because that carpet was terrible. Mm-hmm. It was really, really bad. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's no vision. It was just the only thing in my budget.
Wow. Okay. And then that's obviously so nice having a contractor. Your boyfriend's dad, or now your father-in-law, is like a contractor, so that's great. So you did you draw up all those plans yourself, or did you like kind of work with him of being like, okay, what do I do?
I told him what I wanted. Basically, I showed him my Pinterest board. Mm-hmm. I was like, I really want cream walls. I really want light floors. I picked how big I wanted each room. He helped me out on like the build out aspect, and then I got to do like the fun girly stuff. So like, I picked the paint color, I picked the floors, I picked the color doors, all that fun stuff. I kind of trusted him because his home is beautiful. Showed him what I liked, and he was like, okay, I got it. And then he built it, and then I got to do the fun stuff afterwards.
I love that. That's so fun. And hopefully I will be able to find like a contractor or something like that, because I've never known like, what is that step? I mean, we're just young 20-year-olds. Like, how do we even get an office space or anything like that? Yeah. But for you to be able to, okay, you found the office space, you get the contractor, you're building it out in there, like that already in itself is just like, whoa, you're actually really getting it done. You're really figuring it out.
It was a lot.
And so what made you really want, like, is there any specific types of businesses that you did want in there when you were first starting that you were thinking about when building it out?
When building it out, I knew we would obviously have spray tans. My goal with the collab was for a client to walk in and to be able to go to every door and get a different service done from each door. I kind of just like started looking through Instagram and like nailing down different services I wanted, or like the most popular services. I knew I wanted a tattoo girl, brows, and like aesthetic, and then nails. Nails is a big thing. Everybody loves their nails and lashes. Yeah. I wasn't really picky like on the service exactly. I put a Google form in my bio and I posted it, and I just told everyone to like reach out to me if they were interested, and I kind of curated it from who I had interested. So I had a tattoo girl interested, a brow girl, a facial girl, and it kind of like all worked out. Of course, I had more than one interested. Thankfully, it all worked out where we all do something different.
Yeah, that's amazing that you were able to just like post a form and be like, hey, who's kind of looking for a room to rent or a space to rent?
I did reach out to a lot of people.
Okay, good. I was going to say, if you were able to just get that from straight your audience, that's insane. But
a lot of Instagram ads.
How did you figure out even like the pricing when it comes to like these people, if you're going to have them rent a room or if you're going to do that? Was it just kind of go with the flow? How did you get that aha of like, okay, yeah, this is actually how I'm going to structure the business?
I really wanted it to feel like an exclusive space. Like it was curated in a way and not just like 30 hairdressers in a building. So I wanted the prices to like reflect that because it isn't just a salon suite. But I also just looked up every salon suite near me and I kind of went in the realm of their prices because I didn't want to not be affordable where no one could rent from me. So I stuck in the range of everyone around me. So I'm not the highest in my area, but I'm not the lowest either. And I kind of just went off the square footage and just like knocked I don't know how to say that. I was gonna say knocked $50 off of every room the smaller it got.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's really smart too, especially at least you did like the market research. You're seeing, okay, what are people paying? And I mean, you did work in one, so you kind of knew what that vibe was.
My room was small.
Yes, and so you're like, okay, now I have this space. It's a lot more, like you said, exclusive. And like, I think that is something that none of the other places are doing. They are not curating that experience that you are. Like you said, there's like 50 of the same hair salon or the same hair art, whatever you call them. Hairstylists. There's 50 of them. It's like, why would somebody go in there and like do anything else? Like you're only going in, head down, this is my person, walk right out. Where yours is like, you walk in and you do see somebody getting their nails done before even seeing you. And then you can see other girls that are coming in and getting their brows done. And then, you know, but maybe I was just only knew about you. So I think it's a really good like networking opportunity. Everyone can kind of benefit from it greatly because they're like, I trust you with my spray tan, so I'm probably also going to trust everybody that you've put in here too.
And that happens a lot where my clients will be like, oh my God, what else do you have in here? And then I give them these cards or I send them to the Instagram and it only follows the girls in there. And so they're able to go to everyone. A lot of my clients are clients from Bailey, the tattoo artist, the nail girl in the back. Like my clients are also going to them. So sometimes I see my client in the lobby and I'm like, oh my God, did I have you on my books? But they're like, no, I'm here to see someone else. And I like that because there's no competitive aspect in the space, and that's another thing I didn't want because this industry is very competitive. Of course everyone has to be competitive, and of course in some aspects I am competitive because I want to be good and I want to tan everybody. But in this space, working so closely together, working Monday sometimes through Saturday, I wanted everyone to like each other. That was my main thing. I wanted everyone to walk in the room and feel comfortable and talk to whoever. And luckily, everyone is friends, everyone knows each other. I have a different relationship with everybody because there's no competitive aspect. There's no one competing against you, and everyone kind of benefits from being there because they are that singular service. Like, she is the tattoo girl, she is the brow girl, and we're all the something. If that makes sense.
I love that. No, that's so amazing. And I think with the beauty industry, how you're saying, it is very competitive, and especially in Arizona, like the fact that you're in the East Valley is amazing because I always tell everybody who doesn't know about the East Valley as much, where I'm like, that you get an energy shift over there. Like, it's not Scottsdale where it is even way more competitive over there. Like, Gilbert feels more friendly, and I'm just very happy that you have also a little friendly spot too for all these girls to not have to feel like they're competing against everyone, and that they're like, we all are in this together. Let's all build up the Valley Collab and let's all like win together.
Yeah, and it's nice too because I've had girls start renting and they don't have a ton of clients. Like, usually a nail girl will come in, they have no clients because they're just starting out, and the other nail girl who is already fully booked, they just throw their wait list, their client, or if someone messages them and they don't have room for them, they throw it to the other girl, and that girl all of a sudden is booked. And that's kind of the goal, where everyone is benefiting from just being there. There's no extra work having to be done. And that's another reason why I think everyone has been growing, is because we can freely ask each other questions and they will give you the honest answer because you don't do the same service as them.
Like, they're not going to gatekeep. Like,
they're not going to gatekeep.
Oh, this is what's working for me. It's like, no, hey, actually, this is what's working for me.
Yeah, because they're going to give you the honest answer because you're not in their field. I don't do tattoos. We can talk about literally anything, and I've learned so much from them. Every single one of them, I've learned something new. And we can kind of just pull bits and pieces from each other, and like that's why everyone keeps like growing up instead of staying stagnant.
I love that. That's amazing. Yeah. And I know that's all like the good, you've been able to fill it up. What has been like the hardest part of managing? I know that there's, because we talk about it all the time where we're both younger women managing younger women. And so it is like a difficult game to play. But what has been, you think, like the hardest part of this journey for you?
I'm a people pleaser. I put everybody's feelings before mine. So even just like someone forgetting to pay rent, it's so mindless, but like I'm not asking for it. Like I think it's just standing my ground, and like I've gotten a lot of messages too, like, hey, can we do lower rent? And it's like, no, this is my space. This is the rent I set. You can't just ask me to change something because you don't like it.
Right.
And I know that sounds mean. I have a hard time separating being a people pleaser and being mean. I think standing your ground and saying what's on your mind is being mean, which it's not. It's just having a backbone. That's what's really hard for me. I kind of let everybody walk all over me, and I've gotten a lot better at it since owning the collab. But I would say that's like a really hard thing for me. I let everybody do basically whatever they want because I'm just scared of everyone.
No, literally.
Like, I just don't want anyone to not like me, or my whole thing was I wanted to feel like a team. And when I do have to, maybe you feel the same way because you are like the boss of everyone, but you guys are also friends. When you do have to put like that boss hat on, and I'm not anyone's boss, but when I do have to like, hey, you didn't pay your rent. Hey, the door was unlocked. I feel like I removed myself from the team aspect and moved up to like boss. And that's what I don't want. I don't want anyone to see me as like this big mean boss. And so I want to be on that same level, but sometimes I have to like, hey, the door was unlocked all night. And like let them know. And it's not me being mean. I just have to like, I guess, use my voice, and I'm really bad at that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how a lot of people, like, you're not the only one who's said this. Like, I think every single person who sat down has said that it's just hard to be that boss. But it's interesting because we all are in positions to do so. Yet we're we are still like, okay, like, let's not do something like that again. And then it's like still trying to balance. I don't know, maybe it's like a feminine thing. Like maybe we don't want to come off as like this big angry man. Like usually what I think bosses usually are like that. I feel like maybe it's like what we think is that they're always, you are an authority, but it's hard to like balance your authority with being
bosses. They're all their own bosses, so that's another reason why it's hard, because I feel like I'm telling them what to do when they own their own business too. Like they are in the same boat as me. I just have to make sure like the door's locked. Like stuff like that. Just silly stuff that I have a really hard time with like announcing, I guess.
No, I feel the same way. And like I said, that's such a struggle that a lot of people have. And it's just kind of getting out of that mindset and being more like, no, okay, I'm helping you too. Like actually, like that's what I try to do with my girls. Like if they're late, I'm like, I'm gonna look at Taylor. Taylor's like sitting there and she knows this, but like I want her to be better. Like I don't want, like that's something that I'm like, hey girl, all right, let's be on time. But like just because that's something that I think like instills confidence in yourself as well. And I want us to all show up as that best self. And so it's like balancing that line where you're like, okay, like do I really care? Kind of not really, but it's at the same time, it's like, no, I want you to be the best self. And so figuring out how you can do that without being a bitch is definitely a hard line. You don't want to come off.
Their friend. And it's funny because I'll be like, was that mean? And they'll be like, absolutely.
Yeah, they're like, wait, what are you talking about?
The door was just unlocked. Like, it's just something silly that I like get so worked up about, and nobody cares but me. And I need to start learning that like nobody cares but me. I'm the only person who's like harping on it.
We're just always in our heads, but maybe this year we'll try to be a little bit less.
That's my New Year's resolution.
Oh, there you go. So you're already working on it.
Stop being a doormat.
There you go. What a perfect one. I think this is a good segue to go into. I mean, you didn't take that traditional route that I feel like a lot of spray tanning salons would, but you're not a spray tanning salon, so that makes sense. But what made you not want to necessarily build out like a team for the Valley Glow Girl first rather than building out the Valley Collab first?
One, I wanted to have more of a team aspect without
kind of like without managing, like,
yeah, I wasn't ready for that one, but also I wouldn't say I was as fully booked as I wanted to be. I was very busy and I did tan a lot of people, but I have tripled the amount of girls I tan in a week from now 2 years ago. So I just don't think I was technically ready for that yet. I wanted to, if I did have a team of spray tan artists, they were my responsibility and I have to pay them, and I wanted to make sure that they were taken care of, and I wanted to make sure when I did that I was ready for it and I did it right.
You did want that team aspect, but you weren't, I mean, you're literally 3
Yeah,
right now. Yeah. And so you started this when you were
21.
You were 21 when you started this. So I mean, gosh, like I wouldn't want to necessarily be. There's a lot of things you still need to learn, and you were just starting the business venture.
I didn't want to do it wrong.
Yeah.
Start off the wrong foot.
Totally. And that makes a lot of sense. And I think now, though, since you are tanning so much, I know that that's probably, is that like your goal to grow more of a team there now?
I do want to hire. I eventually want to open a luxury like tanning experience in Gilbert. When I first started tanning, I was a kid, so tanning, my personal life wasn't my main priority. Of course, I was in a relationship. I love my family and stuff, but I didn't make it a top priority of mine. And now I'm getting married in October. I just bought a house with my fiance. Like, I live with him. I am closer with my family than ever. I have a 3-year-old brother. That is one of my main priorities now, and I do try to prioritize that more than my job, because that is more important than my job. Eventually get to a point where I can take a step back. I'm not ready to take a step back yet, because I'm very much obsessed with the grind right now, but I want to be able to if necessary. I feel like I'm traveling a lot more and I am taking days off my books, so I don't want to do that to my clients. So I'd rather have someone there available to them when I'm not there, especially when I do get married and go on trips and stuff. I want someone to be there in my spot when I'm gone.
Yeah, I mean, because the goal obviously isn't just to be spray tanning your entire life. Like, that is not something that I feel like anybody should make their goal. It should be something that is still like fun, but you're still able to reap the benefits of what you've created. Like, I think that you've done all of this like groundwork, you've been driving everywhere, you've been building everything, you know, and so it's like now that you're really kind of thinking about like that future self and like what you want to do, it's like now is probably the time where you're going to have to learn how to be a boss and like actually learn, because I know you already train, right? You already do like spray tan training. And so like even possibly hiring somebody from through there and then like start.
Just a couple on my radar.
Well, good. I was going to say, you've already created the Valley Glow Girl as a brand. How could you see that expanding even more? I know that we were just talking about a team, but is there more things that you think that you want to dive into?
I think I definitely want to separate the Collab and the Valley Glow Girl. I wanted to keep the Collab because I love the Collab, but I also wanted to make a storefront for tanning and have like a luxury tanning experience where I would keep my memberships, girls can come in, or I wanted to be more in like a retail space, like more walkable, like more of a walk-in experience and still do by appointment. And then I would have like a full team, so there would be like a front desk girl. I want 3 to 4 spray tan artists, including me. I've been tanning about 50 girls a week right now.
Oh my gosh.
And it just gets to a point where it becomes a lot. And a lot of full service tanning salons tan about 50 people a day because there's 4 girls. And I would love to like dabble in that to where I can shorten my schedule a bit, because even just in my personal life, I'm like just missing little stuff. Like, my brother is 3 and I don't want him to forget about me. My sister's graduating high school. I haven't gone to one of her games. Like, just little stuff like that like I want to be there for. And so having a team will allow me to like take a step back but also still be involved in a way.
What needs to happen like now for you to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna add a team member, or I'm going to start looking into how to build this like product? What would need to happen? Or are you like, I'm gonna start this next week? Like, where are you on the process?
I'm looking at like a year out. I really want to make sure I do it right. I don't want to get off on the wrong foot and then be known as like the big bad wolf of managers. So I really want to make sure I understand it all, because I don't, before I ever bring someone on. I also want to closely work with that team member before ever bringing them on, because my goal with usually what happens with spray tanning salons is they start hiring more people, but all of their clients only want to go to them because they're the owner, they're the best. I want all the girls that work for me to be even better than me. I want them to have a full books where I don't want them to have to get a second job. I want it to be like worth their while. I want it to be their job and they can like give 100%.
With like 50 tans right now, I mean, I feel like that is probably substantial to somebody or to get them in there.
First, I need a space.
Okay.
I need to find a space. I'm kind of looking here and there, loosely looking until I get married.
How long is your lease at the Collab?
5 years. We're coming up on 2 years this May, and so I would have 3 years left.
Okay, and so you would definitely probably still keep that, or are you thinking?
I'd keep the Collab because I love the Collab, and the next place would be more of just tanning. So it would be like a full service tanning salon where there's like a front desk and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And so actually one of my first ever clients was just a spray tanning salon.
Yeah.
And I was like back in there all the time. I did I even like how funny it is that I DIY'd this, but like their entire interior of their salon is all my Pinterest board, and I hand lime wash the walls of this like spray tanning salon. So funny. I felt like I owned one for like a little bit of my life, but I was able to also see all the things that I would want to change, or like a lot of these people, if they are just starting off, I like how you're taking that slower approach of like, some people don't even think about like the closing out like things that people have to do, and it's like a genuine job that you have to curate, like here's your opening tasks, here's your closing tasks. And so I don't know, I know what your branding is, I know what you are, and I just know that you would be able to so easily build out the Valley Glow Girl to be like such a Arizona staple, because there's not really a big staple in Arizona that I can think of.
That's kind of my goal. I want it to be like an Arizona staple. I want there to be multiple locations. I want it to, everyone kind of like, oh, did you go to the Valley Glow Girl? That kind of thing. And I want it to be like the place to go get tanning done in Arizona. And I feel like there's a couple chains that are kind of like across the country, but I want it to be like Arizona only tanning salon, if that makes sense.
No, totally. And I think like the Arizona, I talk about it all the time, how we're just still brand new. Yeah. And like that, this is a place that you can do that. You can change how the direction is of it's going. Because right now it just is like corporate spray tan. Like I feel like it's just like how you're saying, it's like everywhere. It's not this experience, and or people who have an experience of a celebrity or whatever of another tanning salon in a different state, and then they come here, it could be a different experience. It's not as controlled by somebody. The branding is like good because it's corporate, but it's like that, there's a big disconnect of with the consumer, I think. So you, I think, are definitely obviously going to be able to build that out. And you think that you'll be able to, you said within the next year you're thinking of it. Which one is more like exciting / which one do you want to do first? Make a product line or build out the Valley Glow Girl with a team?
I kind of want to do it simultaneously, which I'll probably regret saying that. But I think they go really hand in hand. And I think once I create like a business plan on social media of like building the business in public, I think will really help it grow before it even opens. I'm hoping that's kind of my goal, because I think there is like a power of like building the business while everyone's watching, and maybe do them at the same time, and so they can kind of coexist and help each other out in a way. Like if this one does really well and this one's not doing well, they can like kind of help each other pick back up.
When it comes to like the product, have you dabbled in it at all? Like have you started looking at like that even first step / what is that first step?
I've tried. I just don't know, because so a little bit of manufacturer details about tannings. There is only like 6 tanning companies, and they all, you can kind of tell what solution is from what company by the bottle, the shape of the bottle, the color of the bottle. They all are made from the same, every tanning solution brand is made from like one of the same 6 companies. And so usually what happens with tanning lines, if I loved a certain brand, I could reach out to that manufacturer and ask to make that for me mine and just slap my name on it. I really don't want to go that route. I want it to be my own. I don't want it to be the same thing as someone else's. So finding a manufacturer is like the first step of like starting that to start something new. I don't want to take something from someone else and just put my name on it. I want it to be my own thing that I made. So just finding like someone to do that, I have nowhere to do it.
Yeah. I'm like also even wondering, I bet like you've probably used like so many different like products for before your spray tan and for after the spray tan. So kind of maybe picking your favorite ones and kind of going from there. I don't know. It's like, are you going to be a chemist and like
exactly.
make it
I
yourself?
don't know how to do that. Like, do I just go to someone like, hey, this is my idea, you make it? Or do I have to like hand pick each ingredient? That's just the kind of, I have to figure out the process first and then go from there kind of.
Yeah, I almost feel like I just did it even today again where I did a call out being like, hey, who knows how to build apps? I literally don't know anything I'm doing, but I want to build an app. And then people are going to be flooding to me. Like I haven't looked at it yet, but I was able to hire a videographer yesterday from doing that. So maybe it is like how you're saying, building in public and being like, hey guys, I'm wanting to build a product. It's going to be something you've never seen before. I don't know, like maybe something to get people excited. And then maybe that one person will come to you or at least give you something to tell you. But I'm like, when you said that you want to do that around the same time of the year. I know that you're so busy right now, but I'm like, I want to know when you're going to be posting or like starting this process.
Probably after I get married. I get married in October.
That's so exciting.
And so I'm trying to focus on that, get that done.
Yeah, no, literally.
And that also costs a lot of money, so I'm really trying to just like focus on that, enjoy my life. I think 2027 is when I'm going to be like, okay, back to the drawing board, and that's really when I'm going to start ramping it up. I'm kind of like on, what's it called? Cruise control.
Okay, there you go.
I feel like I'm kind of on cruise control right now. I'm slowly growing, doing my thing on TikTok and stuff to help still build my business at like the rate it's going. Once 2027 hits, I feel like I'll start like turning it up a notch and really starting on like my actual dreams and goals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now I feel like you've been obviously killing it. Yeah, so don't take my questioning as like, okay, so what's next, girl? Like we're waiting. Like, but I'm like, I am waiting because I just know your potential and like I'm just so excited about it. And I know that you've been ramping up on TikTok because I've been doing like some personal TikToks here and there too, and I've been watching every Sony Angel video that you do, like every single unboxing one. But like I think it's so good because you're building your personal brand. Like people are starting to be like, oh, like, and just even practicing and exercising that muscle of like talking on camera, even if it's about Sony Angel, then you're going to be like, okay.
Silly little stuff.
No, but still, like, people are going to be like, oh, I love this girl. I love her vibe. Oh, she happens to also do a spray tanning salon and she also opens a collab. Like, that is the ideal way to get more people, you know, in your community.
It has. I feel like I posted on TikTok forever, but it's never been like really intentional. I've never really, it's mostly just silly little stuff. But I feel like content creation and owning a business really does go hand in hand. Even just from, I started posting more like tanning talking videos about tanning.
And that blew up.
Tanning has been like my full-time job for 2+ years now. Like it's financially supported me. I posted my first like tanning talking video, just like educating my clients or like potential clients in the beginning of March. And just the growth from February to March was 55% in gross sales. So like it really does go a long way just from like posting on TikTok. And all I've done is like talk to TikTok, and I've had about like 25 new clients every single week.
Oh my gosh.
Which is just crazy because I'm meeting so many different people that live in Gilbert that I've never met before. I also thought that I did tan everybody and their mom. I really didn't know that I had more reach in Gilbert. Of course, there's always like room for growth, but I thought I kind of like went stagnant for a little bit. And posting and like getting myself out there about literally just talking about like what I know and my business and online has brought so many more people in, and so many people I wouldn't have had if I didn't start posting intentionally like on TikTok.
Definitely. And not even just TikTok. Like obviously I just saw your insanely cute photo shoot that you did for your brand. I was so excited. And I think like what's kind of funny is we're very similar. I think we're very, very creative. And a lot of the times, like, You posted your shoot, and I swear, like, there was, like, 3 other people who the next day were all of a sudden, like, with a cupcake.
Or donut.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, okay. Like, but it's great because I immediately was like, I thought of you, and I was like, oh, no, that's the Valley Glow girl. Like, what are you doing?
And I think I like that because, in a way, it's, what do they say? Like, imitation is
the best
form of flattery.
I hear it all the time, and I'm like, I do not agree.
Sincerest form of flattery. And it really is, because I got sent so many different things from so many different people from like Utah, Colorado, like Florida. Crazy. So many different girls who were like, this is you. And it was just funny because as much as I'm protective of like my business and what I've grown, it is really flattering because obviously in a way I'm kind of doing something right. That's kind of what I feel about it.
You know what it like actually it clicked for me is I was on a business trip. I think that this was really recent. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember what it was. But somebody blatantly, like, it was crazy. Like, it was like copy paste exactly, and I was upset about it because I was like what do you mean you can just like go do that? And then Maddie, one of my girls, she was like, well, how do you think like Kim Kardashian feels? And I'm like over here, like literally pulling up Kim Kardashian's picture of Harvard. And I'm like, I want this exact picture. And I was like, oh shit. Like, that is so right. Like, but once you get to a point where like it just for me feels like constant every day where I would used to be like genuinely shaking of anger, but now I'm like, oh, like, okay, wait, maybe I'm like kind of like in my Kim K era, and people are like, you know, copying, you know, like they're
people are noticing that like that is you. You know what I mean?
And it's like, people immediately once they see it too, like they'll be like, wait, and they'll send it to me, and that also angers me too, because I'm like, wait, why are you trying to piss me off? Like, don't send it to me, just keep it there. But it's good to know that people see that and they're like, oh no, this is brand recognition. They're thinking of you. They really look at you as a leader, and I had to like shift my mindset from being pissed off to
I feel like I take it personal. And I think my thing is I obviously follow a lot of like spray tan artists. I have a lot of spray tan artist friends that are even like on my street that are, you could say, like my biggest competitor, but I don't look at them that way. I message them about like so many different stuff. They message me, like we have a great little like relationship. But I would say online I do get inspired really easily. I mean, if there's like a cute cup, I'm buying it. A set, like I am the first in line on a drop. So I do get very inspired really easily. So I try to not follow or engage in a lot of content that is similar to mine, because if I see something I like, I'm gonna want to do it. So I really try to like make my stuff up on my own from like just my brain rather than like looking online, because I know how it feels for someone to do that to me, and I don't want to do that to someone else. And I think that's why I take it personal, is because my like shoot ideas, they aren't from Pinterest, they are from my brain. And so that's why I take it personal, because I'm like, wait, that was from my brain and you just took it. Like give me credit, and that's why I take it personal at first. But I had to like recently like shift my mindset over to like, okay, wait, they're new, or they think I'm doing something right and they like it to where they screenshotted it. That's like nice enough. In a way.
You're like, okay, the inspo will be inspo. And I always say that too. Like some people, I think that there was like a big controversy one time where it was like this girl was an influencer and she was pissed that like people were copying her. And so it's like the same kind of conversation, obviously, but they were like, but babe, you're an influencer. Like that is, you're like, trying to influence people. And I'm like,
the goal.
I'm like, oh, okay. Like sometimes I just need to hear that and remember, but it does suck. And so I think as business owners, when we're curating our businesses, it's just good to know, like, okay, keep that in the back of mind. Like, okay, when you see something on Pinterest, maybe we're like not going to copy it exactly because we know how that feels to get copied verbatim. But to be able to take inspo and still have, you know, everyone, there's enough for everybody. Like that's literally. What I say.
Yes. Because people always ask why I train. Like of other girls in Gilbert, but I feel like I can't tan everybody in the state of Arizona. There is enough to go around. There's already thousands of spray tan artists in Arizona, and somehow all of us are like fully booked. So I don't know. I just really think It's not that deep.
Yeah.
There's enough to go around.
Yeah.
I can't tan everybody's mom. There's enough moms to go around.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's good. I like how you look at that as well. And I think that that's something that we always yap about when we're together. So it's funny for us to be able to chat about, but I'm glad that we both at the same time are like, yeah, no, we get it. We just get it. We get it, but it's not that deep, but it's also like, ugh, but then it's also not. I don't know.
It's hard to take it not personal because it is like my personal life where my job, even if I'm not at the collab, I am working. I'm on my phone. I'm answering messages. I'm doing so much other stuff that is not just tanning. Yeah. So I think it's hard to not take it personal when it's in my personal life. I can't even enjoy my personal life because I'm focused on this thing. And that's why it's like, I need to separate the two. Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. And I'm
very bad at
especially though when you're going to be building out, like I'm honestly shocked that there isn't like 5 more people doing the collab like you're doing. Cause
there's a couple.
They're cute. Yeah. But I don't even know because I'm just so tuned into you. But I'm like that your business ideas, since they are more unique and more creative, like you are going to be an industry disruptor. People are going to look at you like, but people are going to be like, oh, what is she doing? Because like that, you're kind of, we're almost like curating the path or
I want to be in my own lane. I know I'm on the same like,
we're all on the same freeway.
We're on the same freeway, but I want to have my own lane and I want, like, it's even funny, like my clients will send me, they're at like a bakery and they're like, oh my God, thought of you, and it's a picture of a cupcake. I have nothing to do with cupcakes, but like that's sweet because they think of me, and I love that because I have like little hints of me or like just tanning in general everywhere, and it's just funny because I always get pictures of cupcakes and they're like, I'm thinking of you. And I'm like, thanks.
No, and you need to like the personal branding is like really, really strong. Like I have the same thing where people will send me a picture of like, I don't even, like, a lot of the times it's just, like, black clothing or, like, something like that. Because I'm, like, literally always wearing black, as I'm, like, finally not today. But
you know what's funny? What I think of you is, like, cars.
Really?
Like, license plates or, like, really cool cars. Because that one shoot you guys did.
Oh, and it's, like, literally right there. Yeah.
Or just, like, little, or what did you guys do with the little, casino chips?
Oh, yes.
Just whenever I'm in a casino,
Poker
I think
chips?
of you.
Wait, no way. See, okay, that's good to know because then I'm going to keep doing like little random shit like that because why are we making poker chips? But it's like, no, we're in Vegas. Yeah. I'm like, no, we have to. Yeah. But wait, and that's also funny because they actually just launched a black license plate for Arizona today.
Really?
And I'm getting it. I literally was getting it on the way here.
Oh my God, I love that. Wait, what's the other color?
Nothing. Like it's literally just black and it just, and white is Arizona. That's and then cute. I was like,
okay, that's needed.
I need that. I think I would love to have you end it by kind of just telling me a little bit of a day in the life of Nevea. What does that look like?
I'm gonna go with the Thursday because Thursday is more work.
Okay.
Thursday is the day before Friday. Obviously, we know that, and it is the day before the weekend starts. Parties are happening, people are going out, and birthdays are happening. So Thursday, I'm very, very busy. Usually, I work from 8 to 8, which is really long, but I have some gaps in there. But usually I'm trying to get everyone in before that Friday because they have an event Saturday. So usually I wake up and I go to Pilates at the workshop in Gilbert at 6 a.m.
I knew you would be so happy when that happened.
6 a.m. I was so excited because it's like 15 minutes instead of 45. But I start my day working out usually because I'm getting married. I have to have my wedding arms.
Literally.
So I work out first, I go home. I eat breakfast, and usually when I sit down is when I kind of answer everything that I ignored the night before. So messages, people rescheduling, booking, anything that needs to be answered, I answer it then. Then currently, I've been wedding planning during that time, but I get ready for the day quickly, and I get to the studio by 8. Sometimes it's later, but usually it's 8 on Thursdays, and I'm there till 8, and it depends on what mood I'm in, but sometimes I'm filming it, sometimes I'm just tanning, and I'm doing a bunch of different stuff, and that's
I can't believe it's only you. Like, I cannot believe that behind the Valley Glow Girl, it's literally just you. But you've been able to balance it so well, and I know
always
that
on my phone.
Same. So I'm like, that's probably why, and you have so much drive, and I think that is immediately something I saw. Like the first time I saw you, I was like, okay, not only are you going to be like my best friend, especially when I move, I was just telling you that now my other new best friend, Sienna, the Vault Pilates, she lives over there too. So I'm like,
so fun.
We're all going to like meet up and do our little business things. So maybe that can help each other. But I just cannot believe that you have been able to do this at such a young age. You've been able to navigate opening up a storefront, and not just a storefront, but a collab storefront where so many different girls, so many different services, something really, really new in Arizona that I've just been obsessed with. And I was like, I almost was like, when I met you, I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that first? Like,
I
was
love
like,
when I do that. That's like the best like compliment when I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
Literally.
I wish I did that.
I was like, wait, I have an office. Like, I was like, maybe I'm just going to start spray tanning. Like, there's been multiple times where I was like, I always think about you and I'm like, I just can't. I just wish sometimes we could switch, because I was like, that sounds so fun.
But I think that about you, where I'm like, wait, that's so cool. I always said that if I did go back to college or like wanted to do something else with college, it'd be like marketing. I love it. It's so fun. It like tickles my brain in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like
us
I love
business girls. We just love beauty, girly things, marketing, social media, like all of it. Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. That went by so quick because we could just yap all the time. We can end it off with an exciting announcement, but we're trying to get Nevaeh to win. What is it called?
Best of the Valley magazine. I've been nominated for best spray tanning salon in the Valley. So go. Voting starts April 1st and it ends at the end of April. You can vote once a day. If you screenshot it and send it to me, I'll give you little tanning discounts. But I'm trying to win this year. I've been nominated for 4 years in a row.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, we're going to get you to win, because I'm going to figure out, maybe I'll get like 5 different laptops.
I'm going to buy a bot.
No, literally. I'm like, if you know what a bot out there.
I just am like, I'm nominated every year and I'm like, I want to win.
Maybe. Okay, so at least they know you'll get a discount. So definitely do that.
Screenshot.
Maybe you should do like a cool, I don't even know, like a tan, not for these, but for everyone. Like maybe if you post something that's just like, if you do it every day, I will give you a free tan. Like free tan.
If you vote for me every day and you send me 31 screenshots, I will give you a free tan. I'll give you a free tanning membership.
Whoa, that's insane. Okay, well now I'm gonna be.
She's like, I'm doing it.
Today's April 1st. I'm like, I'm gonna get out and immediately do it.
DM me at the Valley Glow Girl.
The Valley Glow Girl. Yeah. Well, yay. So you have the Valley Glow Girl. I'll plug all your Instagrams below too, so we won't have to rattle them all off. But that was amazing.